COVID-19 cases in Cebu continue to rise, with experts warning that new infections may double in the next 2 weeks. Whether this is caused by the more infectious UK variant cannot be determined just yet. Malacanang has expressed its condolences to the family of Dante Jimenez, chairman of the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission. Jimenez died of aortic aneurysm on Friday. He was 68. A party list is calling on the national government to investigate China's supposed illegal activities in the country. This after the Coast Guard reportedly spotted an illegal Chinese dredging vessel in Bataan. Now, as the race for COVID-19 vaccine procurement continues, the World Health Organization is warning against hoarding. The organization says the act keeps the global health crisis burning. And in sports, our very own Manny Pacquiao has been named the champion in recess. Find out the reason later in the program. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of the stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. Cebu City officials stresses the importance of prevention without a confirmation yet of new infections due to the new COVID-19 variant. Speaking to us this afternoon, Cebu City Vice Mayor Mike Rama said, in dealing with the pandemic, both the health and the economy should be considered. Rama added that even if the new COVID variant is not yet detected in the community, the public should do their share by observing health protocols. His statement comes as Cebu City continues to register an upward trajectory in new COVID-19 cases.
We cannot live all the time with the word lockdown. We wish that this thing about variant is not in our midst, but even if it's in our midst, we should all be ready to do our share, and that is really focusing on the prevention side.
Now, similar to Manila's cancellation of Chinese New Year celebrations, some local governments have also decided to hold off their festivities in February. This is due to the threat of a more contagious UK COVID-19 variant. Makati City has canceled the Caracol Festival, which is scheduled on February 21. In Baguio City, Mayor Benjamin Magalong had earlier said the Panagbanga Festival will not push through. But Magalong said it can still take place in April or May if the situation improves despite of the new COVID-19 variant. Meanwhile, in Iriga City, the Tinagba Festival celebration, which is set on February 11, can only be watched online through the LGU's Facebook page. Malacanang has expressed its condolences to the family and loved ones of the late Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission Chairman Dante Jimenez. Palace noted how Jimenez dedicated his life to fighting criminality and corruption in the country, similarly pushed by President Duterte. Malacanang says Jimenez, who died of aortic aneurysm on Friday night, will be dearly missed. And we'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. still watching One News Now, I'm Riza Diaz. A party list group calls on the government to investigate supposed illegal Chinese dredging operations in the country. House Deputy Minority Leader and a Bayan Muna representative Carlos Zarate says the Chinese dredger caught by the Philippine Coast Guard in Bataan has been conducting unauthorized activities for years. Zarate cited reports that the dredge materials are being used in the creation of artificial islands in the West Philippine Sea. The lawmaker adds that not only do these illegal operations have an adverse environmental impact, but they also put coastal communities at risk. Beijing continues to assert its claims over disputed parts of the South China Sea. In a statement, the Chinese embassy in Manila says unswervingly upholds its territorial sovereignty and maritime rights over the disputed waters, adding that China's sovereignty rights and interest in South China Sea were formed quote, in the course of a long history and are in line with international law in practice. But the embassy also claimed that the Chinese government is committed to a peaceful settlement of disputes with countries directly concerned. The statement comes after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Washington stands with Southeast nations against Chinese pressure. The Philippines' top diplomat, Teodoro Locsin Jr., has filed a diplomatic protest against a new law in China that allows its Coast Guard to fire at foreign vessels in Chinese-claimed reefs. Meanwhile, here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The full implementation of the National ID program may help fast-track economic rebound, according to Senator Panfilo Lacson. Lacson, who co-authored the Philippine Identification System Act, said a unified ID program will promote financial inclusion and in streamlining government services. He added that an effective ID system will help facilitate a successful vaccine rollout. Senator Win GATCHALIAN is calling for a national education plan to aid the country's post-pandemic recovery. GATCHALIAN, who chairs the Senate panel on basic education, said establishing a roadmap for the education sector is critical in the shift to new normal after the pandemic. He says there is a need to match job skill sets among senior high school students with the demand in the labor market. And the government has assigned 21 sites in Metro Manila where vaccine trials under the World Health Organization Solidarity Program would be conducted. These include various hospitals in Manila, Pasig, Pasay, Parañaque, San Juan, Taguig, and Quezon City. A budget of 473 million pesos has been allocated for the vaccine trial, which has yet to start pending formal request from the WHO. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has warned against hoarding of COVID-19 vaccines. In a press con, Tedros Ghebreyesus said hoarding of supplies keeps the COVID-19 pandemic burning. Ghebreyesus called on rich countries to consider the health situation in poorer parts of the world. His statement came after the European Commission agreed to control exports of vaccines from the Union.
One, I said it will be a catastrophic moral failure. And two, it keeps the pandemic burning. And three, very slow global economic recovery. So it's morally wrong in terms of arresting the pandemic. It wouldn't help, and it wouldn't also bring livelihoods back.
Now in sports, the World Boxing Association has stripped the super welterweight title from Manny Pacquiao. The move was announced following the People's Champ's inability to defend his title since taking it in July 2019 due to COVID-19. Per the WBA, Pacquiao has been named champion in recess, while Cuban boxer Yordan Ugas has been promoted to welterweight super champion. Pacquiao became the WBA super champion in the 147-pound division after he defeated Keith Thurman, but he has not defended the belt ever since. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.